Welcome back to the GhostRiders channel. So, we've all found out the lockdown's been extended for a minimum of 3 weeks. Now I know that I'm not surprised, and I'm sure you guys aren't surprised, but funny enough, there are thousands of people that are surprised. People are putting on Facebook that they thought they'd be back in the pubs by today or tomorrow, and I'm gonna have to rant about it because the things that I've seen online, mainly Facebook. So what I see from social media, mostly Facebook, these middle-aged boomer idiots, is that people aren't listening. There are human beings protesting, thinking that they're fighting the man, they're playing the system. So people simply aren't listening, and we won't be out of a lockdown the second that the number of COVID-19 patients goes down. That's just ridiculous. So because the number drops from 6,000 patients down to 5,990, it doesn't mean the coronavirus is dying or becoming weaker. It's not like taking the plug out of a bath, but people genuinely think that the second the amount of people suffering from COVID-19 goes down, then they can just go straight to the pub. Little do they know, well they fully know that, okay, maybe it goes down to 3,000 next week, right? If they say, right, off to the pubs you go, they're going to spread it to at least one person and the number's going to be back up to 6,000. So to use the bath metaphor again, because these idiots clearly do not have a brain, if we let everyone pile into pubs tomorrow, because the amount of people that have coronavirus has gone from 6,000 yesterday to, and let's be extreme here, down to 5,000 today, that's the equivalent of taking the plug out of the bath, turning the bath taps on, and then putting the bloody garden hose in for good measure with running water. The stupidity absolutely amazes me. Absolutely everyone expects selfish people to bulk buy. However, what cracks me up, right, is that Karen buys 30 kilos of pasta, right, but fuck all else to go with it. No pasta sauce, nothing, no onions, so they have sheds full of toilet roll and pasta. Living the fucking dream, Karen. Living the dream, darling. On a scarier note, the government have released the figures, right? So it's about 155,000 deaths worldwide from COVID-19. 15,500 in the UK, 33 in the USA. I can't remember the rest, but looking on Facebook, I'm seeing a lot of hate and conspiracies. One person wrote that the government are reporting everyone who dies, no matter how they're dying of COVID-19. So if someone gets run over by a car, they're reporting that as, oh, it was during the coronavirus, so that counts as a death. Although, to kind of give them a bit of credit here, I'm fully aware that there is a grey area with the figures, right? So it's not clear if it's 100% accurate that all deaths that have been reported are directly caused by COVID-19, or if some people died of something non-coronavirus related, but if they tested positive, because they tested positive, are they recording that as a death due to it, like if they have a heart attack or respiratory problems? So there is a slightly grey area, so I'll give them that. However, saying some ridiculous things like, oh, Tommy across the road got ran over, let's report that as a death due to coronavirus. All I'm going to say about this, right, is what is the fucking difference? No one's arguing whether this is really a death sentence, because clearly it is. We've seen this shown to us. They've showed it to us on Ross Kemp's show on ITV, where he shows the real life patients that are just waiting to die, and they're all alone. And let's take a step back and think of the bigger picture. While you're posting your conspiracy theories on Facebook, for all your mates go, aha, wait, get in there, pal. Yeah, that's probably true. Let's think about the families, the amount of deaths, the amount of people that have been affected by coronavirus. You're guaranteed to know someone that either has a family member that's affected or is affected by coronavirus. So what is your point by making these conspiracies? That we may be slightly off with our figures? It's a killer regardless. You would have to stay at home, even if the figures were only 50%, even if they're only 10% of what we're reporting. So what is the difference? Honestly, I've never seen so many middle-aged boomers fighting for likes and attention. I've seen it all over YouTube and Twitter with kids, but Seeing small business owners spouting shit like they would rather get the clap than clap for Boris Johnson blows me away. Regardless of politics right now, there's no need for anyone to talk politics. It's funny actually, because obviously there's a line that you have to draw at a certain point. So for my wife, she doesn't work, she doesn't need to work. So she draws the line at the front door. No leaving whatsoever. She doesn't want to receive the title of, oh, look, there's the lady that killed her kids with coronavirus because she took unnecessary risk. I, on the other hand, work in an office that is impossible to close, right? The work involved in the office is one of the things we cannot live without. I can't tell you what it is, but I cannot work from home because it would be the biggest breach in public records if my computer got stolen during this time. So I have no matter what, I have no choice, I have to go to work with my hundreds of colleagues and we're all close together. And we know the score. The score is, and I'll explain it to you, if you're a key worker or a critical worker, not sure what title they're using these days, if you have kids, you'll have come across this, right? So if both parents are classed as key workers, then your child gets to go, so you have to go to work, your child gets put into a certain school with other key workers' kids. That's why they're reopening schools for key workers' kids, right? But the problem is that all of our key workers, luckily my wife isn't a key worker so she's at home, but all of my colleagues that have kids, if they're both key workers, the mum and dad, or the mum and mum, dad or dad, whatever, if they're key workers, then they go to a certain school where all of the kids in that school are children of key workers. So, alright, I'm in an office, I'm probably not going to get coronavirus from being at the office, right? However, in that school, there are kids of doctors. There are children that belong to parents that are, working in the ambulance, they're first line responders, they're dealing with blood, they're dealing with the stupid public that are spitting in police officers' faces, kids of police officers. So they're all in the school, right? And being a key worker, such as a doctor, you are way more likely to catch the coronavirus. We've already seen hundreds of NHS staff already die from the coronavirus. So what happens is, these doctors, they give it to the kids when they go home, they give mum and dad a kiss, whatever. They go back to school, mix with all the key workers' kids, and then all of the kids then get coronavirus and pass it back to us key workers. So even though I work in the office, I'm catching coronavirus from a police officer that had his face spat in by the public because he's apparently a germ spreader. So when I do go to work, we do have social distancing, and we open doors with napkins, we sanitize our hands, I shower the second I get in. So back to what I was saying about this tinfoil hat wearing small business owner. So I've told you about the risk line, that I have to be at risk at some point, but I ride to and from work every day, right? And as I am now, and I consistently see him and his missus driving around. There's no way you need essential shopping every single day, and I see them driving the opposite direction from their house and past the shops, just so they can get 5-10 minutes sitting down by the ferry dockyard. And to make it worse, right, it's not just him taking the risk every day. They're both at it. One day it's him, one day it's her going for a spin, or he's gallivanting. And then the next day, they're together in the car. It blows my mind. It makes me want to take my nuts, rest them under the toilet seat, and then just drop directly onto the toilet seat with all of my force. Man, I never have enough time riding to or from work to fit in a full rant or video. I'll talk more tomorrow when I'm washing the bike. I've been putting it off because I have to wash it in the street, and my chain is an absolute safety hazard and death sentence if it isn't cleaned tomorrow. So there we have it, that's GhostRiders Rant. If you have anything to say on this matter, then feel free to let me know in the comments if you agree or not. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more. If you've made it to this far, you may as well. So guys, I've been Ghost, thank you so much for watching, please stay safe all of you, and I'll see you in the video tomorrow where we're cleaning the bike. Take it easy, I'll see you then.